What's going on, my Season? Welcome back to another video, and today, we're going to be getting into agricultural origins and diffusion. So we already know what diffusion is. We know expansion and relocation diffusion from our culture unit, and we already have a decent background knowledge of agriculture, survey methods, and settlement practices. If you guys want to watch some videos on that, I'm going to have this units video for agriculture in a card above the video. I'm going to have a playlist of it, and I'll be adding to it as I get through this unit myself. But yeah. Let's get started, assuming you know what you're talking about or you want to learn more. So, agricultural hearth and diffusion. There are a variety of hearths for agriculture in several regions of the world with the growing and domestication of different plants and animals. So basically, we have different plants and animals and crops being grown in different parts of the world that are going to different parts of the world. So you're going to see different foods being produced around the world and different foods being, sold in different parts of the world. Agricultural patterns resulted in the global spread of various plants and animals. This is extremely true. You could go to a ton of countries now and find rice. It is awesome. Let's do some more stuff now. So we're going to go through some agricultural hearths. Four main ones I got from the course and exam description. So the first one is the Fertile Crescent. As we can see here, this is really where Mesopotamia was. If you took your ancient world history class, you should know where this is. Kind of near the Middle East. This is Turkey right here. This is Saudi Arabia here. Iran right there. So you can kind of see where we are at. And this is the Fertile Crescent right here. This is Phoenicia, like kind of where Israel is now. And we got two rivers right there, the Tigris River and the Euphrates River. Man, I remember this. This is all coming back to me now. But there are different crops there that are usually grown there. And these four crops that I'm going to go over is olives, wheat, barley, and emmer, which is kind of like a grain. These are four main ones that you probably should know and write down and memorize. Blah, 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 blah. So now we know what crops are grown there. Where have these crops diffused to? Well, they've diffused to Europe, all over Europe. Doesn't matter where in Europe. You could find wheat, olives, barley, and emmer somewhere in every country in Europe. The Middle East, so Saudi Arabia, Yemen, all those countries, since they're right by it, the Fertile Crescent, they're going to be getting those imports of these crops more frequently. And then Northern Africa and Eastern Africa will be seeing this as well. They're going to be getting these products because, one, they are closer to this area. We see that concept of distance decay from Unit 1. So we see them closer to the Fertile Crescent. They're going to be getting a lot of these products. I'm going to turn on that laser pointer. Oh, look at this. Very, very cool. So, Fertile Crescent products, olives, wheat, barley, emmer, went to Europe, North and Eastern Africa, and the Middle East. Now we got Southeast Asia. So the four crops that you should know is coconut, cacao, mango, and palm oil. Now rice is also a big one. But I didn't put it in there because you probably already know rice is grown there. And as you can see, these countries we have, the West Indies, Myanmar, Thailand, Vietnam. So yeah, that's what the South Asia region is. If you don't know your regions of the world, I would recommend learning your regions of the world. And then Southeast Asia, of course, includes China. I don't know if my mic did anything with that. Anyways, let's look at this. Let's look at this diffusion. So India, right by it, it's gonna get a bunch of imports. You will see a ton of these products in India. And then, of course, products made in this Southeast region is going to go to these East Indies because there's a bunch of islands that you got to go around and that you can interact with. Interaction is encouraged within these countries because they are closer together. They're clustered. We learn about interactions and stuff in that settlement patterns video. And then, of course, I should have put an arrow going to the upwards to China and North Korea and Japan. So stuff went there as well. So coconut, cacao, mango, palm oil, rice, they went and diffused from the hearth of Southeast Asia to China, North Korea, and Japan. Now let's get into East Asia, which is our third agricultural hearth. Now the four crops that you should know is rice. I know I included rice in this one. Yay. Sweet potato, soybean. Soybean's a huge one. Remember that. And cotton. So we got China, Mongolia, the Koreas, Japan, Taiwan. Where did it have stuff diffused to? Well, stuff made in China has diffused especially to North Korea and Japan, and then stuff from East Asia has diffused to North and South America. We see this definitely a lot of imports in the United States. You got to see your made in China stuff on your products, not necessarily food always, but I think I have a book with me right here that says made in China. Because of course we got cheap labor and all that stuff there, but a ton of food and crops is made in China, and we see that a lot in North and South America. Now, another agricultural heart that's in South America, Central America, is agriculture heart in Central America. It has banana, potato, maize, which is kind of like corn, coffee, and peppers. All 5 of these, I put 5 of these, I put 4 on the other ones. These 5, just know these. Please, for the love of God, know these. And compare and contrast these crops grown in these different agricultural hearts. But Central America, sometimes kind of like Latin America, we got Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, Panama, Costa Rica, all those countries here, they grow all of this. Now, where have their products diffused to? Well, once a logical and very easy thing you could answer is the United States. We get a lot of food from Central America and the United States. And then, of course, they also give stuff to South America as well, closer together. You're not going to see stuff in Asia as much as North South America because they're farther away. Another example of distance decay. Alright, let's get into a little bit of diffusion. So, migration can cause diffusion. This is called relocation diffusion. So, products that are made in those agricultural hearts, with people migrating to different parts of the world, they can bring these products with them and grow them in those new regions. An example, relocation diffusion. Then we got the Green Revolution, which I'll kind of go over in this video. I'm gonna have another video in for this unit as well. That's all about the Green Revolution and stuff. So stay tuned for that. The Columbian Exchange. This caused a huge amount of diffusion of different products from the old world and the new world. And then trade routes like the Silk Road. You probably should be familiar with the Silk Road. But different trade routes of cost diffusion of stuff. They're trading these products. So silk in China, it's not a crop, but it's an example of what's in the Silk Road. So silk in China diffused across Asia, the Middle East, and Europe with stuff that China got as well. So they got different crops. I believe wheat was a big part of the Silk Road as well that they exchanged. Oh, purple dye from the Phoenicians was a big part of the Silk Road, I believe. But yeah, different products traded through trade routes. This is really historically. We don't see much trade routes now. We do have trading, but not many trade routes. But yeah, that has caused diffusion of products. Now let's get into that Green Revolution I was just talking about. So the Green Revolution was the spread of high-yield variety of crops, with tons of crops and different varieties, diverse versions of crops. And these replaced traditional crops. Now, this later caused those traditional crops to be less common and not used anymore. I didn't say extinct. These crops still exist. They're just not really used that much anymore. Because we have those high variety of crops that are used around the world. They're used globally, and they want them more than those traditional crops. Then there's the Columbian Exchange. So yeah, the Columbian Exchange. We have North America and Europe, the New World and the Old World. And I'm not going to go through every single thing that is listed here and that was traded. They didn't put disease given to North America from Europe. That should be in there. But we see cattle and livestock being traded through Europe to North America. So we can assume that cattle and horses in North America at farms, especially with ranching, came from diffusion from Europe. And then if we can see products, let's say turkey and cacao and beans from North America, if you see them in Europe, let's say United Kingdom and Spain, you could think, oh, these were from the Columbian Exchange. So yeah, you can think about how hearths of products and diffusion have resulted in the globalization of different crops. We can definitely see that with the Columbian Exchange. And that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. There's the scale check. There's part A. Part B. Part C, Part D. Yeah, that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you're new. It really does help me out. And you can unsubscribe if you don't like my content later on. Like the video. It really does help me out. Leave a comment below with your criticism. I love criticism. Join my Discord server if you want to teach people new things or learn something new yourself. I got nothing else for y'all, so see you soon. Adios.